Oh, finally. Okay. We're seeing what the problem is. There's something wrong with Google Chrome. Yeah, that's the problem. There's something wrong with Chrome. Let me spell it out for you. There's been tons of problems and issues that's going on globally that we can't seem to do anything about. But when we start looking at the world in general, that's how we end up with problems we don't even understand. They wouldn't even let me go live. I don't know why, but okay, I see. hmm Well, normally on our Patreon, we do the business talk and we start talking business. So let's talk some brass tacks right now, since we're here. Okay, it only makes sense. Gotta wipe my eyes here before we get into this. All right. Now, people would always ask about credit debt, like credit card debt, things of that nature, right? They would say, what's going on in America with credit cards? Why do they make credit card accessible to people that can't afford them? Why do they give them so many high rates when they know they can't afford them? Can you make sense of this? I'm like, yes, I can. And the reason I can make sense of it is because I could easily take myself out of the equation and see what's happening by going through my own personal experience. Okay, I saw myself slipping, sliding over here. Now, my own personal experience was like this. I went leaps and bounds, right? Leaps and bounds through my college years before I knew really anything about a credit card. They gave me one. While I went to school in college, they gave me a Sicko, like Sicko gas station. I had a Sicko credit card. It's supposed to have so much money on it. It pays for gas. It pays for all of these different things, right? You can put some money on it, and pay for your gas, and it's giving a kid who really had no access to any money, money. And I'm like, this is free money. And it's like them giving me a loan, but I got to pay them back. So you will quickly rack up debt. Now they started me off with a 50, not a 50, but $1,000 credit card. My introduction to credit history. Well, that's the thing. You could spend up credit cards, spend up all this money you've borrowed, and that debt will put your credit score down about 300, 400. You you sit over there, right? Collect all this credit card debt that you should have never had to begin with. Now, what makes it worse is that you and whoever is associated with you are now put in a certain alignment where it does not make sense. Anything that you're doing. Not only does it not make sense, you won't be able to do any of the things that you fathom. Translation. When they put you in a hole credit wise, it's so that you can never pay it. There's people who couldn't get a $40,000 loan from a bank, but can have over $40,000 in credit card debt. There's people out here right now reaching alarming heights for millions of Americans because they don't pay it and they don't go to jail for it. Now, how many credit card holders now are carrying balances that'll be about 8,000? That's the average for an American is to have $8,000 in total credit card debt. But with so many people now reliant on their credit cards to make ends meet, the card holders and all the people that's out there, they carrying a lot more than that. Now, if you're dealing with a hefty level of credit card debt, it can get up to 40,000. They encourage you to get more credit cards when you have one. One credit card, one bank will be like, "Hey, we got the business select, we got the platinum silver, have them all." It's like, what would I need with all the credit cards? Couldn't y'all just increase the debt? No. The more credit cards you got, the more debt you can accumulate. See, they think that boosts the economy up. It falsely gives the impression that, look at the growing power. The buying power is high. They want you to raise that buying power up. So they give you invisible money that's going to mess your credit up in your life to the point where you can't get a cup of water. See, even the most disciplined card holders find themselves in a cycle of where the monthly payments are barely making a dent in the balance. You see, that's because the 22% average credit rate, um, which is that type of high rate debt that works against you in a lot of brutal ways. When you're carrying 40,000 or more and debt across multiple credit cards. See, the interest rates alone can cost you hundreds of dollars per month. So if you're making, let's say, the minimum payments, the money is going to entirely go towards the interest rather than reducing what you actually owe. That creates a situation in which years of payments can pass without any progress, or none that's worth any damn thing. Now, somebody told me before, asked me, how long will it realistically take to dig out of a $40,000 credit card debt hole? And what strategies could they use? How could I get out of that debt? Well, to be honest, you would have to, it depends on your means. But you would have to spend about $1,200 a month to get out of that debt. If you stick to your payments, which is typically about 1% of your balance, plus the interest, your minimum payments should be about 1,200. Uh, and if you were able to pay, I don't know how you get 40,000 in debt. you know. But if you look at a time to pay it off, it would take you approximately 41 years to pay it all off, right? Now you have a total interest paid of about 75,000. And for that 40,000 in debt, you're gonna pay 115,000. These is on average. So you can have a fixed $1,200 monthly payment that could reduce it. Let's say if you had a fixed $1,200 monthly payment, right? You can commit to a what they call a slightly higher fixed payment of $1,200 a month. So in 4 years, in 5 months, you could pay it off. The total interest paid to be about 24,000, and then about 63,000 would be the total amount paid in the 4 to 5 years. Now, if you was on a fixed $1,500 monthly rate, this is how long it'll take you to pay it off. About 3 years and 2 months. You're looking at about 16K and a total amount paid of 56 or 55,000. Now, if you can afford to pay $1,800 monthly, then it would take you about 2 years to pay it off. The total interest paid would be about 10,000 or 11,000, and 50,000 would be the amount paid in with interest altogether. So yes, you would need a fixed. It's the only way out. The reason why you need it fixed is because you don't need that to go to record payments. So you would need a fixed balance. I mean, a fixed payment. So your interest rate don't go all the way to the sky. You can go to national. It's a lot of debt relief programs. Um, One that I know that's probably good off the top of my dome. Uh, Accredited is pretty good. Hmm. Well, no, what they do is they file for bankruptcy when it gets too crazy. And in about 2 to 3 years, they write back with 0% credit and they write back messing up credit again. If you don't fix the problem, and most of it is spending habits. If you give somebody, let's say you get somebody $40,000, they'll be sitting around there and it's acting like they act like the money is going to expire. They're sitting around with all this money. They don't know what to do. They can buy pretty much anything that they might have thought about. They feel like they need to be spending it. And they will run out and start buying things that they think they want. They look and saw it like, I want that. And we'll just buy it and don't have a need for it at all. They don't even care. Well, of course, if it was anybody was being smart to move it to assets, they would go in that scenario. But that's so far and few and in between. I mean, it's as simple as typing it in, like, how can I get out of my credit card debt? Go online. What are the top banks for helping fix my credit card debt? If you need it fixed, most black folks feel like, I don't care about credit. It's not gonna help me. I'm not gonna get this. I'm totally happy just working my 9 to 5. Now they have a credit union out there, which people can get loans from the credit union. It's very easy to do if you worked at a job that has a credit union. You can get a loan normally from your credit union. Is anyone else live frozen? Well, you to get a business loan, you got to have a business. I've never seen anyone get a business loan that didn't have a business. No, it's not like they had um, $40,000 to like they gave them 40K on one credit card. No, that didn't happen. We're talking about accumulative debt. Most of them have $5,000 in credit on this card. They have about six on this one. This one has about 7,000. This has 3,000. All collectively, they can get up to probably about 40,000 with just the amount of credit cards they get. And they don't have jail time for this. And because you don't have jail time for this, what's end up happening is that you end up in a big mess that you can't get out of. Huge mess. It's like a four alarm fire. You can't get out of the mess. And there's no jail time. All they're gonna do is mess up your credit. And they're gonna be like, credit? I don't care. I ain't never used it anyway. That's how most black people think, and that's why most black people are in debt. Credit card debt. I use credit cards because it is a weapon. It is an actual tool that every other human being who's profitable in any business uses to get ahead. See, you never use debit to pay for things. You use your credit and you use your debit to pay for your credit. That increases all your credit score. You use your credit cards to pay for every single thing. Then you use your debit to pay your credit. That way your credit score is up and you can take loans out pretty much from everywhere. Be like, I want a loan from this, I want a loan from that. And then you just put all your debit money into paying your credit. Therefore, your credit score won't go down, stays up. So this is why I implore all you guys to go to the Patreon, because we have certain vendors, we have certain people that are in business that can help you. Okay, we give you access to almost everything business that will help you in your endeavors. Right now, we got a guy from Chicago, we call him Aaron Williams, Aaron the Genius. He got $8 million in scholarship offers. Valedictorian, one of the smartest dudes in the United States of America, probably the world. You don't get $8 million in scholarships unless you know a thing or two. He's 18 years old. Well, hopefully, someday people will figure it out, But right now, it's like it's one of them things. No, when you don't fret certain things, you don't let it bother you. I don't let nothing really bother me. Keep it moving. Well, it's really easy to tighten the belt in certain communities. It's just that they don't even understand how. If I said I had the Patreon, right, and we tell you business advice on there, you have all this advice that could help you earn money. And we say, well, the VIP is $25 a month for Patreon. You're not locked in, guaranteed. You have to pay multiple months. You could pay for 1 month and be out if you wanted to. These people will tell you they don't have $25. It's, it's lunacy. In 30 days, you don't have $25 of access that could benefit you. This is not something that just benefits me. Believe me, $25 is for 30 days is bare minimum to me. That is bare minimum. I just felt this is a fair price that wouldn't bankrupt nobody. But Joe Button will charge you 50, 100 to sign up for certain crap. They don't teach you anything. They've never helped any of you. Not dumping on them. I'm just saying in general. On their Patreon, they've never helped you with anything. They just feed you only gossip. And they fatten their pockets and they laugh at you. They don't give you any tools that you can use to get better, get a job, no motivation, nothing. It's all crap. All of it. And I just like, wow, people would pay for crap than something that could actually help them, something they could actually benefit from. People have already started their businesses. They've actually learned how to save money over there. And I'm proud of it. But if you want that, we have that too. We have options for everything over there, for everybody, everything. So I was more proud of that than anything else. So we'll talk more business on the Patreon. It's been great speaking with y'all. I know it's been kind of early in the morning. I've been over here spending time with my nephew. And yeah, exactly. So on that note, I'm out. God bless you and goodbye.